Welcome to Life Experiences. My name is Devin, and today's life experience is talking about forgiving others. Now, there's certain people you're angry with, like your child, your parents, your brother, your sister, or maybe some student in school, your teacher, your principal, or maybe your coworker from work, your boss, or maybe your boyfriend, your girlfriend. They become your ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend, or your husband, wife, and they later become your ex-husband, ex-wife. And yes, I know we've all been very angry at all those kinds of people, and forgiving them can be tough, depending on how bad they've harmed us. And let's say someone probably took you for granted somehow, like they probably abused you, or they neglected you somehow, or they just took advantage of you somehow, they used you, and you feel like, how are you going to forgive that person? Well, it's tough though, but if down the road they've realized they've done you wrong and they say they're sorry, they never meant what they did, and they want to be forgiven, then what you probably could do, if you feel like your heart is telling you to do it and you feel you can trust that instinct, then forgive them. And once you forgive them, you'll feel better about yourself. But of course, you'll still probably look back on those days when that person wronged you and understand, why were you angry at that person? Why did you have these negative thoughts about that person? And you can understand why you were angry with them. And maybe you could imagine at times, what if things got worse than what they were? And what if it harms you for life? We've all felt that towards certain people. And something else here about people you won't forgive. Let's say somebody took you for granted big time, or they abused you, they made your life miserable just to be mean. And they become very hostile towards you, and they never apologize or ask for forgiveness. And you realize that you're not going to forgive them because they're the ones who've hurt you the most, that you feel have hurt you for life. And then, let's say, maybe 10 years down the road, what that person did to you still bothers you, and you're still understanding why, and you feel that that's the one that hurt you the most. And you probably have told certain people about what that person did to you, how serious it was. And they told you that you should forgive that person, and you tell them that you're not going to because that person was so horrible to you. That person hurt you for life. And they say to you that you're growing very bitter. We all have been feeling bitter at some point. And I know no matter how angry you are at someone, be very cautious on what you're thinking now. And depending on how much you think of it, it can make you very bitter. And be cautious on what you're thinking about, what you're going to do to them. And be very cautious. And if you see them in public, maybe it's best just to ignore them and not look them in the eye. That's the best thing to do if you don't want to forgive them. And I know, I know in high school there was somebody who picked on you big time, who disrespected you the most, who annoyed you the most out of everybody, and you felt like that you're angry at them for a long time. Like after you graduate, you're angry at them at least for the rest of a year. And you were kind of hoping to get over it at some point. You thought you could. And it took you maybe, who knows, a few years to finally feel that you've recovered from all of it, and you're feeling like you're ready to forgive them for everything they've done. You feel like there's just no need for you to still think low of them or have negative thoughts about them. And they say they're sorry for what they've done to you, and you feel like that you're ready to forgive them, and you feel like you can trust them, and then you forgive them, and you realize you're happy. And yes, we've all have probably forgiven certain people in our lives that we thought that we would trust, and down the road they'd do the same thing to us again. We realized we couldn't trust them. Like, what were we thinking? We've given them a few chances to prove it to us, and they haven't proven anything to us. And we feel like it's over. No forgiveness. And I know you hear these stories that if you forgive someone, God will forgive you of your sins. If you don't forgive someone, God will not forgive you of your sins. And I know we all feel like we can forgive certain people in our lives, and there can be people that we will not forgive. And yes, we all have our own personalities. And remember, forgive someone if they ask for forgiveness and you feel you can trust them. Well, that's all I have for today. I'll see you next time. Bye.